time for Bet On It, brought to you by Warhorse Sportsbook. Best place in Nebraska. Place your sports bets, whether it's in Omaha or Lincoln. Make sure you get out to the casinos, and you can place bets on nearly every major sporting event. Get to warhorsecasino.com for a full list of details and house rules. There's something I want to bet on here today, DB.
What's up?
Philosophically, I'd like to bet on something.
Oh, boy.
We were talking to our guys.
Do you want me to sit up?
I mean, it's up to you.
My back is sore. Let me see what's going on. All right, go.
Kind of sound like you were going to let me clear my throat.
No.
DJ Cool.
Yeah. Which, by the way, will be the cool thing about having a home game now, because we get Courtney in the booth.
Yeah.
And he gets my musical references. He at least laughs. Sharp looks at me like he's crazy. He's like, I'm going to get this youngster some more milk so he can go to bed. I'm going to get better, Sharpie, I promise.
Does he give you a calculator during the game?
No,
you're doing all that adding.
Listen, that's B-Mac. So I love it. So this is why, again, another reason why I vibe with Coach Rule. He's like that family, the other center guy.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Jess is my eyes and ears. Like, she is in the nitty gritty, getting yelled at, fans talking crazy.
She's down on the field, right?
Fans talking crazy to her. She like gets the vibe.
Mm-hmm.
So she can say she's good. Like, she lets me know. Like, sometimes I'll say something and I'm totally getting it from Jess.
Because she's talking to you in ear, even when she's not on the air.
And
right?
I can hear what she's like, what's being said sometimes. I mean, like, she's in it.
Mm-hmm.
B-Mac is like my thermometer. He can kind of give me a look, and I can either chill and he's very creative he can write fast, and he's very good at pointing numbers. He has what looks like a bingo chart, and it's all numbers.
Yeah.
And he can point, and I know what he's talking about, like yards on the punt, or like, he's just really, really, he's good. And then Sharpie is like, he's the regulator.
Yeah.
Not like Warren G, but he's just it's just cool how it goes together. And I hope everybody listens to the radio broadcast, but it's primarily because just the chemistry.
Well, and it's dramatically better than the TV broadcast.
It's
we don't get Kevin Kugler on our games.
We just totally play to each other. It's just I like it.
But there's something I want to bet on philosophically that Sam brought up, that, and I kind of gave a funny face. I forget we're on camera sometimes.
Yeah, that took me back. But I was go ahead.
So
ahead.
He's talking about, how he wasn't, like, in the moment, wasn't necessarily vibing with Coach Rule's like opener to the press conference, and how he's like, hey, the philosophical stuff's great, but like, how's that going to help Nebraska on a play-to-play basis? How's that going to help Nebraska on a week-to-week basis? Yeah. How's it going to help on the football stuff? And here's what I'm betting on, right? Is that emotional regulation that Coach Rule's talking about? Because that's a big chunk of what he's talking about. You can use whatever words you want, but that's a lot of, like, being emotionally regulated is one of the big things he was talking about. What I'm betting on is that's about the only thing that matters from play to play and week to week. Because how many times have we said, DB, not a talent issue?
Yeah, I'm still on that.
Against Ohio State, maybe it's a talent issue, right?
But that wasn't the difference in the game.
It wasn't. It really, really wasn't. That's the funny thing, is even when the other team is more talented, give me the emotional regulation.
Yeah.
Right? Give me the ability to stay in the moment. Give me the ability to play that guy's strengths versus focusing on his weaknesses. Mm-hmm. Give me all those things on a play-to-play and a week-to-week and a year-to-year basis, and I will bet that gets me more wins.
Yeah.
Than everything else.
Ohio State has better talent than Indiana.
Ohio State has better talent than almost everybody. I mean, if we're being honest, right?
It's just vastly different games.
Like, it's Ohio State, Georgia, and Bama. That's it. Like, that's the
Texas,
4. There are 4 teams that are the cream of the crop talent-wise, and everybody else is chasing them. Guess what? Vanderbilt isn't even the same, right? So,
although T-Mac said relax, I think I said beat their head in.
You did the first time.
And he was like, yeah, relax with that.
Yeah, no, they beat their head in. Sorry, T-Mac. I don't know what to tell you.
I was like,
I'm not saying it would happen again in a playoff. I don't know, but like in the one we saw, they beat their head in.
So that's the kind of thing that in a rematch could be worse for Texas.
Yeah.
Because Texas is their warts at the inability to overcome some shaky stuff at QB would be pronounced. And Beck has a little bit better snapback to him.
Mm-hmm.
Like
that's the one thing I like about Beck a lot.
A little bit of the rubber band man. Too.
I like the fact that he could throw 3 picks and a half, doesn't phase him.
And I'm still not sure Texas could block Georgia up front.
I don't think so. But that's what I'm betting on is that all of that stuff that Coach Rule was talking about, that's the only way from play to play you're going to get consistency. From week to week, you're going to get consistency. That is the only thing because talent won't get you there. Coaching won't get you there. If it's just about X's and O's and football stuff, like emotionally, you have to be so good.
Shane, do you have, I don't know if I didn't blow up the screen deal. You have MJ Sherman's comments?
I do. Let me get it here.
With regards to what Sam said. Because when he said that and you go.
I made a face.
No, when he said, well, I'm not sure that helps you.
I think it might be the only thing that does.
Play to play.
Yeah.
I have it.
Listen to this response from MJ Sherman.
What else can I say? We're not out of this. We're definitely not out of this. We still fighters. We're a team that will always play about back to the wall, and we always try to fight, always try to fight, always try to fight. So I expect when Monday roll around, we have our come to truth meeting. We see the X's and O's that was wrong, that was correct. You learn from it, grow from it. Rolling's a bloody Tuesday hitting. So I expect us in November to be the team who we are today, but even better.
Isn't that what you're saying?
Yeah, 100%.
That's exactly what you're saying.
100%.
It's a mindset.
Yes. That is the difference in almost between a bad team and a good team and a great team, and a great team and a championship team.
And he drives me, full disclosure, he drives me crazy sometimes because he's such like a quote machine. It's almost too it's
hard to buy it all the time.
Rhythmic.
Yeah.
But that's also part of the reason he's able to bounce back and endure, whether it's last year or this year where we're like, oh man, did we miss on MJ? And then he comes out like gangbusters. It's like,
philosophically,
that's the Georgia recruit we thought we were getting. And then there was this little stretch early on where he's playing really well, some of the best ball of his life, and then he wasn't playing well. And so it is the consistency in his delivery and his mindset that's allowed him to bounce back once again. Who was held he got held once. I'm okay.
You're gonna be all right.
Yeah, it just, I'm telling you, man. I hearken back to, I think I said during the broadcast, and I was ashamed to say it. I was, but it came out anyway. And I hate when people say it in sports. I said, gosh, it comes across as unfair.
Yeah.
And I feel like a gump using that in competitiveness. Because listen, I've had my teeth kicked in before, right? And at no point did I say
this is
unfair.
Yeah.
Right. But there just was so much to overcome because sequentially it snowballed into big things. Not all bad calls or missed calls are created equal.
Mm-hmm. No, there's different leverage points.
When you get points off of or you don't get
taken
points
off the board,
it's different. And I was like, man, this is giving me 93 FSU vibes.
Is it?
But we weren't allowed to complain about it.
Yeah. Is it weird to me that the spots bothered me more than the penalties?
Well, they were crucial.
Right.
I mean,
the one at the end of the half was egregious.
You're talking about.
I'm not sure I've ever seen somebody miss a spot by that much.
Yeah.
He missed it by 3 yards.
Yeah.
Like he missed it by 3 yards.
Even real time. Sharp goes, that's 2 yards. And I go, was it?
He was a minimum of 1.5 yards past the line, and they marked him a full yard short.
Yeah.
It is a minimum of a 2.5 yard
miss. And the clock ticks. And
yeah. And then you're just in this whole other place. But like, to my point here,
I wonder what happens if you bag the timeout, you get the first down, and it's first down from the 38 with what should have been like a minute 1.
Yeah. So you at least have a shot at 6 instead of 3.
Yeah.
And maybe they don't. Maybe they don't get it. Doesn't matter. But at least give yourself a shot.
It did give us something to be excited about, a 54-yard field goal.
That's right.
So you're gambling on the fact that
I'm betting on it
that press conference will hit home.
Yeah, I mean, this straight quote from Matt Rule here. The football will get better. The football will continue to get better. But make no mistake, the hardest thing is building a culture of championship caliber expectations without winning.
Yeah. That's been his greatest hurdle.
It has been. And that, to me, is what I'm betting on actually matters and will actually show up on the football field on a week-to-week basis. That's CB. I'm Ravi Lula. We'll wrap up the show coming up next on Hurrdat Sports Radio.